Hey everybody, welcome back to Reselling History. This is Scott, and have a little bit of a different video for you today. As you can see, there are a number of knives in front of me, vintage knives, and I thought it would be a fun video to show off my own vintage knife collection. So I've been an antique dealer since I was 13 years old, and really you come across just about everything in the business, and sometimes you just take liking to something in particular. Next thing you know, you have a lot of them because you're starting a collection. And this right here is my personal collection of vintage knives. So we got pocket knives and a couple of fixed blade knives right here. And I just want to go through each one and just talk about a little bit what kind of brand it is and maybe the value of it and why I like it. So without further ado, let's start it out. If you guys like this type of content, don't hesitate to subscribe to the channel, make a comment, like the video if you want. Let's get into it. Okay, so I'm just gonna start randomly, and I'm gonna start here on the bottom. And this is like a little cheaper, less expensive pocket knife. And it looks like it's nothing in particularly special, but that's actually why I like it. Just the simplicity of this knife. And when I open it up, it's not that springy or snappy, unfortunately, but it still opens up just fine. And it's actually unbranded, this knife. There's no brand on the blade at all. I haven't sharpened this blade, but I actually use this knife a lot to open up boxes, packages, and stuff like that. So I thought it was pretty cool. I love the handle of it. I'm not sure what that's made out of, that handle. If you guys know, let me know in the comments, but I thought it looked pretty cool. And it's not probably a valuable knife, maybe worth about $10 to $20, but sometimes that's all you need to get the job done. Next up is this yellow pocket knife right here. So this is a pretty good condition knife. The handle looks pretty clean. Got a bright yellow color. I think it's it's two blades, this knife. And this is a vintage Imperial brand knife. I really like the handle of this one. It's just like a really bright yellow, kind of stands out type of pocket knife, probably from the 1960s or so, but it's in pretty good condition. Value-wise, it's maybe worth about $25 or so. So sometimes there's no real reason why I gravitate towards a single knife. I just like it, and this one I liked. Okay, we're making progress here. I'm gonna go with this military knife next. And this is a vintage U.S. Camillus issued, U.S. Army issued military knife. And it's got 3 blades. This can opener blade is really a stinker to open up. And then you got this other little blade right here. So you got the bottle opener right there. And this knife, when I say vintage, I mean it's probably from like the 1980s era. I actually have an older one right below here that you're gonna see. But this was in really good condition. I love the heavy duty utility look and feel to it. It is quite heavy, full stainless steel. Beautiful knife for sure. Probably worth about $40 to $50. And next up we have this other vintage knife here, and this has a pretty cool looking handle. I don't think it's antler handle. I haven't tried to make this one look nicer yet, and I'm not really into that. I like just keeping it how it is, maybe sharpening them up just a little bit. But I forgot the brand of this off the top of my head. I think it's like Queen Knife Company or something with a Q. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Queen Cutlery, something of that nature. But this was also in good condition. It's a 3-blade knife, probably from the I'm not sure on this one, maybe the 1940s or 50s. But this is a solid pocket knife as well. Value-wise, probably $20 to $30 range. Nice knife. Okay, next up we're going to show my first Case brand knife. This is a vintage Case brand 2-blade pocket knife. There you go. So this is I think based on that logo right there, the manufacturer logo. Let me see if I can zoom in a little better. So based off that logo right there, it's more of a modern knife. I think it's from maybe the early 2000s or maybe the 2010s, that era. But you can't really pass up a Case knife. I think I got this in a junk lot, so I got like no money into this knife. And I'm really digging this second blade here. It's got like this straight edge. I don't think that's been broken off or sharpened down at all. I think that's how that's supposed to be. I'm not sure what kind of blade this is called. You guys let me know in the comments, all you knife experts out there. But this is a beautiful Case knife. Not the best case knife I've had, and I've actually had even another one that I wish I never sold. Value-wise, I'm not sure on this one. It's a little more modern, but I don't know, maybe $40 or $50. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go with this strange knife right here. I got a lot of question marks around this knife. I'm not sure what you call it, that design. It's kind of like the letter J. It's got a big blade, sharp blade too. Very snappy, solid construction. So I really can't make out the name. I think it says Arson or something like. It sounds French a little bit, so I think this might be a French pocket knife brand. I've taken a Google lens photo with this and tried to do a search, and I haven't really got any results on what kind of brand knife this is, but I really like the look of it. It's got a pretty big size, so a little bit of a menacing look to it, which I gravitated towards. I have no idea the value on this knife, maybe 30 or 40 bucks, but it's a cool one for sure. And I love the snappiness of this knife. Listen to this. Beautiful. Okay, next up, I think I'm gonna go with this bayonet right here. And you guys probably saw this if you tune into my channel. I got this in an old military knife collection. It came with a few of these, and so this is an AK-47 bayonet. And I don't believe this is a Russian bayonet. This is probably Romanian. But this was the best condition one, which I held on to, except for the fact that half of this handle's pretty worn from being put inside this sheath for a long time. But I do believe the handle on these are made out of Bakelite. I love the leather on the sheath. Makes it more official and period correct. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a Romanian AK-47 bayonet. They're pretty much a dime a dozen. Probably a $40 or $50 bayonet. Super cool. And then it's got those letters right there. Must be a serial number, manufacturer number, something like that. Okay, everybody, we're getting down to my favorite pocket knives here and what I think have the most value. And this is another military utility knife. And this is a US Marine Corps knife. Looks very similar to the other one I showed you, but this one is quite a bit older. This one is actually from World War II era. And it's pretty worn. As you can see, that blade has been used a lot. It's got the can opener, bottle opener, and this last blade right here. But it's in pretty good shape. As far as year, I think these came out in late World War II, maybe like late 1944 or early 45. But this is more valuable than the other one I showed you. It's probably maybe around $75. Sometimes they even sell for a little more, like around $100 if they're in good condition. This one is not in the best condition. I'm sure it can be cleaned up, that rust right there on those blades. I've always wanted to attempt that, to clean rust off of a blade. I've heard many different suggestions on what to use, like some people use WD-40. If you guys know the best way to clean rust off a blade like that, let me know in the comments so I can try that out. All right, next up, you guys, we got this beauty right here. And I actually picked this up at a military show where they sell Militaria collectibles. And I got this for only $10. I thought it was a steal. Unfortunately, the blade is not, the spring assisted blade is broken, so it probably needs a new spring. And let's take a look at that blade now. So right there is there is a little word on the blade, and sorry if I'm butchering this, but I think it's rostfree, and that's German for rust free. So I think that just means this is a stainless steel blade, but it is made in Germany for sure, with that being in German. But I just love the handle on this, you guys. This is just stinking beautiful. I think $10 was a great deal, even if it doesn't work. Now, I did have a question for all you knife experts out there. How do you repair the spring on a knife like this? By the way, here's the release back here. My concerns is you got these little rivets right here. So those are gonna have to come out, I'm assuming. But at that point, is it too risky? Is it too risky cracking this handle, taking out those rivets and having to put them back in when replacing that spring inside? Let me know in the comments if you think this is worth restoring. Now, in restored condition, I've seen very similar old German knives like this, spring assisted, sell for $200, $250 range. And I think if this was working, it'd be worth that much. In this condition, it's maybe worth $50 to $75, maybe $100. But let me know in the comments if you think this is worthy of getting repaired. All right, next up, this is a recent find of mine. I got this in an antique shop in Prescott, Arizona. And this is a case brand knife. Let's open up this blade so you can see how long it is. That is one long, skinny blade. And the guy I bought it from, apparently he said these were used in grocery stores to open up boxes of like produce and, you know, merchandise, stuff like that. I'm not sure how true that is, but it does make sense. It is pretty long. You kind of just open up a box like that pretty easily without having to get too close to it. It can be an easy little open. But there's the handle. The handle, unfortunately, it does have some little cracks in it, as you can see from age. So this is a 4100 case brand knife. And he also said that these were probably, they had advertisements on them back in the day. So maybe from like the 1950s or 60s this one is from. All right, everybody, the last two knives, these are my favorite knives, and I actually got both of these by accident in a junk lot, and I just liked them so much I held on to them. So if you guys like this type of stuff, please hit that subscribe button to help support the channel. Really appreciate the support, everybody. And this knife right here, this is just a beautiful spring assisted knife. Milano. So this is an Italian knife brand, Milano Italy. As far as age, man, probably a little more modern, maybe the 1970s, maybe the 60s, but it's in pretty darn good condition. Still sharp. Handle looks good. Spring assist works beautifully. And I love how you close these Milano knives. You just press this down right here, just like that. And then there you got your lock-in mechanism. But I really like this knife because there's so much oomph behind it when you open it up. Like, it kind of moves your whole arm a bit. So beautiful knife. As far as value, maybe around 75 bucks, probably in that range. And last knife of the collection, you guys, like I said, I got this in a junk lot, and as you can see, they probably thought it was junk, but it really wasn't. So without further ado, this is a vintage 1941 Hitler Youth knife. So it's dated 1941 on the bottom right there. And then you got the RZ M7-28. There are a lot of fakes of these Hitler Youth knives. Pretty sure this one's not a fake just because of how banged up it is from over the years. It's missing the handle. Somebody taped it right here, which I thought it was kind of cool. I like to think maybe the World War II veteran did that himself after he got the knife, just to personalize it, or maybe years after he did it. But chances are somebody else probably did that. Maybe the handle broke, or they didn't like the swastika on there, so they just unfortunately destroyed it. Who knows? But it's super cool. I mean, like I said, this was in a junk lot. I got it for basically free. Whenever you're getting a Hitler Youth knife for free, it's always a good deal, even if it looks pretty beat up like this. It makes it like, this would be a really good camping knife right here, just to take camping with you. Sharpen it up a bit. Looks like somebody has probably put paint on it at some point, use it for painting. I don't know, who knows, but it's a really cool knife. It's not going to be worth as valuable as a Hitler Youth knife with the handle in better condition, but I think this is probably $100 knife. So there you have it, everybody. There is my vintage knife collection. Let me know in the comments which knife out of all these is your favorite. I recently got into knife collecting, so I'll be coming up with more vintage knife videos in the near future. Thanks for the support, everybody. Peace.